The article I looked at in the New York Times was In the Human Brain, Size Really Doesn't Matter, written by Carl Zimmer, published December 26, 2013. Basically, the article talked about how two Harvard neurologists have written a theory, and this theory is stating that our brains have grown over time from our ancestors who had smaller brains, but really they have gained nothing. We have only been able to loosen the neuron tethers. Other than that, we don't have really strong evidence on gaining more information or having more memory space or any of that. I believe that the article was intended to convey that brain research is continuously studied and continuously researched upon. And I believe that the author wanted us to know that our brains have transformed over time, but maybe not in ways that we've thought they had. Whereas when I think about it, what I've learned is that our brains haven't gained more memory space or more information, but rather we just loosened the tethers of those brain neurons. I also learned that our brains are very similar to those of other mammals, such as monkeys. We're really close-knit to monkeys, and in the research that these two Harvard neurologists studied, they actually did study monkeys, and those helped them compare to our human brain. To further research this topic, I would look at the hypothesis that these Harvard neurologists had come up with, and I would look at their research, and I would try to understand how they figured it out. And then you can also look at the images that they took of the fMRIs that they studied to try to get a grasp on how brains have evolved. That's where I'd really start. I believe that this article is very, very relevant to our psychology class because we've learned about brain in multiple chapters, but in this last chapter we learned about the biological functions and the brain. And we learned how the brain works, the neurons, which are very important to this hypothesis because that is what was so tightly knitted in our ancestors that now they're loosely knit, but they still haven't really affected our brain development. Also looks at the cortices of the brain, and we learned that in psychology. Also, this relates to evolution because how our brains are evolving, how our brains are being analyzed from then into now. So this article is really interesting to me, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you.